on WLTH 1370 AM, 92.7 in the FM dial if you're nasty. It is December the 27th, 2024. The future is here. The future is now. It is 6:38 in the PM. And we just got finished talking about how America's Brazil, basically, because we are a third world country where everyone's on the take. So, yeah, that's always encouraging to think about. And in the next hour, we're going to get into 2025 predictions. I'm going to give you my predictions of what's going to happen in around this country and the world in the year 2025. And I want to hear what you think as well when we get to that point. What do you think is going to happen in year 2025? You know, like the year 2025 sounds so futuristic. I remember when I was a kid, I would look at like the National Enquirer in the supermarket, and you'd see like in the year 1998. California is going to be destroyed by an earthquake. You'd be like, oh my God, the year 1998 is going to be terrible. Now I'm like, take me back to 1998. I want to go back to 1998. Please, God, let me go back to 1998. 1998 would be a dream right now in comparison to this sort of dystopian hellscape we're living in now. Oh boy. But another piece of news that sort of went under the radar, somewhat under the radar, during the holiday season, and with all this talk about, you know, what's going on in the Middle East, is that the CIA basically admitted that remote viewing was real. Like, seriously.
Damn.
Yeah, they basically admitted it was real. Like, we've heard about this for many years, that they've been doing experiments on remote viewing, but now we're seeing that they're saying that remote viewing, that they did some remote viewing experiments, and now you have CIA documents that are claiming that life did exist on Mars at one point, and it was a population of very big people. Very big people. Oh, man. Microphone just fell in the studio. I guess maybe is that the CIA telling me to chill out? I don't know. They said it was a population of very big people, very large people who built the pyramids. So a CIA document, the report is called Mars Exploration, May 22nd, 1984. So that's exactly 40 years ago, really 40 and a half years ago, that details how the agency used astral projection, the idea that a person's spirit can travel through the astral plane, to transport a subject to Mars approximately 1 million years BC. That is some weird, that is, oh man. That's some X-Files stuff if I've ever heard of it. The study was a part of Project Stargate, a secret U.S. Army unit established in 1977 that focused on anomalous phenomena, including remote viewing, telepathy, and psychokinesis. Wow. Participants were exposed to sounds like binaural beats, the beats, and hemisync audio to induce altered states of consciousness and promote psychic abilities. I wonder what these beats sound like. The experiment subject was transported to the planet during the specific year, reporting an oblique view of a pyramid and a very large road with a monument similar to those known amongst ancient Egyptians on Earth, the report claims. Okay. The vision then shifted to a population of very large people searching for a new place to live because their environment was corrupted. Wow. They sound like another group of very large people who are looking for a new place to live because their environment was corrupted. Americans. Yes. Yes, I guess the Martians are the Americans of the interstellar system. Project Stargate was the U.S. government's new weapon against the Soviet Union, aimed at creating mind-reading spies who could infiltrate the minds of their enemies. The classified project was conducted at Fort Meade in Maryland, recruiting men and women who claimed to have extrasensory perception, or ESP, not to be confused with ESPN with Stephen A. Smith. Something totally different. To help uncover military and domestic intelligence secrets. It shut down in 1995, but during its more than 10-year existence, psychics known as remote viewers participated in a wide array of operations, from locating hostages kidnapped by Islamic terrorist groups to tracing the paths of fugitive criminals within the U.S. Leading up to its closure was Mars Exploration, May 22nd, 1984, a document declassified in 2017 that has recently leaked online. The document is sparse in detail, beginning with method of site acquisition, sealed envelope coupled with geographic coordinates. The envelope was provided to the subject before the interview, but was not opened until afterwards. In the envelope was a 3x5 card with the following information: the planet Mars, time of interest approximately 1 million BC. The document reads: the administrator of the experiment verbally relayed the envelope contents and allowed the subject to provide their observations. The starting time was 10:09 a.m. Eastern Time. The subject was asked to focus their attention on 40.89 degrees north, 9.55 degrees west. And the subject said, it sort of looks, I kind of got an oblique view of a pyramid or pyramid form. They continued to describe the structure as ochre colored, a hue ranging from yellow to deep orange and brown. The subject then observed shadows of very tall, thin people wearing strange clothing. The administrator prompted the subject to remain in that time period, but moved to another location in space. The landscape featured a very long road with what happened to be the Washington Monument at the end. Whoa! It's like an obelisk, the subject said before being asked to move to a different location where they saw people again. The subject moved to a place where a violent storm was ripping through Mars and people were using the giant pyramids for shelter. Different chambers, but they're almost stripped of any kind of furnishing or anything. It's like strictly functional. A place for sleeping, or that's not a good word, hibernation of some form, the subject said. He said, I get raw input, storms, savage storms, and sleeping through storms. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, like, the Martians, apparently, these alleged Martians were really large people who wrecked Mars and used their pyramids to try to escape from the sort of hell that they had wrought on their particular planet. Like, this is just too much for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me get this caller. Hello, caller. What's up?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Cannon.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I remember as early as 1976, NASA landed some craft on Mars, but I can't remember any detail. But I remember it was as early as 1976. But I would like to go back to the moon, if you don't mind. You know?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah, I brought a book about if the moon landings were I think you know what I'm going to say about anyway. I wrote a book about the moon hoaxes, if we really landed on the moon. Then I hardly read it. I forgot the title. It's buried under my other books. But I did also got a DVD titled What Happened on the Moon. What I first heard about the moon being, fake landings, I heard where else in the tabloid papers. Then, of course, you remember seeing some reporter go up to one of the, Apollo astronauts and had 2 or 3 Bibles that said, swear if you've been on the moon. I forgot the name of the astronaut. He didn't want to do it. You probably remember as well as your audience. He said, like, quote, those probably are fake Bibles. Then Buzz Aldrin had a
Oh, right. I think I remember that. Didn't he try to beat up the didn't he try to beat up the interviewer who brought the Bible to him or something? I think he got violent, something by the end of it.
Yeah, it was Buzz Aldrin, but I remember it was another Apollo astronaut. I forgot his name, but you could go back to Buzz Aldrin trying to hit him. That part. I hang up and I hear what you said. The rest of it. But
thanks for your call, brother. Thanks for your call. Yeah, I think I sort of remember that. That was some years ago where there was this interviewer who walked up to Buzz Aldrin and asked him about the moon landing being fake. That Buzz Aldrin tried to beat the crap out of him, and which was hilarious at the time because Buzz Aldrin was like 75 years old or something. It was absolutely hilarious. I'm sure you could probably, I might be able to find it online right here. Let me see if I can get it on YouTube really quick because this is really, really funny. But yeah, Buzz Aldrin basically attacked this interviewer who wanted to who tried to get at him.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
I'm not trying to get in the middle of anything.
Tell him to get out of here.
This is a hotel.
We'll call the police.
We pay.
Come on in here. We'll call the police.
Solicit
You like that?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
It doesn't, sir. I don't have nothing to do with this. But
Okay.
you cannot solicit on this property.
We just paid
Right now,
to rent out the penthouse to shoot up there. So
you can't solicit like this on this property.
keep shooting.
All right. Well, then I'd go through my measures.
You got to keep shooting, man.
So that's Buzz
Okay,
Aldrin.
well,
who
you can
just
put on your shoulder.
punched
Don't be
this guy.
shy.
Come with me, Buzz.
You really like attention, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I
You
misrepresented
get
myself.
away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Oh! Buzz Aldrin just cleaned this guy's clock for saying he did not walk on the moon. So yes, I remember that. That was pretty hilarious at the time. But yeah, there are a lot of people who don't believe that we walked on the moon. That it was all done as some sort of propaganda to help us in win the propaganda war against Russia and the Soviet Union. I don't know. The crazy thing is, so many of the conspiracies that we just thought were just the most ridiculous conspiracies of the world in the world, that our government was just lying to us about all this stuff. So much of it turned out to be true about Vietnam, about Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, COVID, Ukraine. Like, so many times people have been called conspiracy theory. I mean, even now, it is basically common knowledge that our government probably killed John F. Kennedy. It's more than likely. I think pretty much anywhere you go, most people are going to think that he was murdered by the government, his own government. That what happened on November 22nd, 1963 was a coup. The United States government was decapitated on November 22nd, 1963. Republicans believe this. Democrats believe this. White people believe this. Black people believe it. Like, there are very few people who just think, oh, yeah, well, you know, Kennedy was just assassinated by this lone gunman who just, you know, had come from Russia or something. Like, nobody believes that crap anymore. And so I don't even know what to think when it comes to stuff like whether we walked on the moon anymore. Like, I have no idea. Because you just can't trust these people, which is another hallmark of living in a third world sort of banana republic. When you're in Ukraine or when you're in Brazil or one of these types of banana republics in Latin America, you know that like 98% of what the government says is a lie. And you don't trust them. You know they're all corrupt. You know they're all on the take. You know that virtually everything they're saying to you is it makes no sense, and that it's a lot. In Africa, you see this a lot too. In a lot of African countries, where it's just like people become so cynical because virtually everything their government has said to them has turned out to be a damn lie. And so, I mean, it's so easy. And this is another part of the reason that people have gone towards people like Donald Trump, have gone towards people like Elon Musk and other people, because the people who are supposed to be the adults in the room have spent so much time spreading misinformation, disinformation, doing all of this in order to maintain their positions, that now people are looking for anybody. They're looking for any type of information whatsoever, whether it's true or not, whether it's right or not. Like, people are just looking for something that feels real. And this is sort of what happens when you have a banana republic. This is where you're at. Oh, man. I totally forgot about that Buzz Aldrin clip. So hilarious. Oh, man. All right, folks. The truth is out there somewhere. When we come back, happy. Stay with us. Straight out of the cannon with me, Scott Cannon.